You got a beautiful pond in the back, don't you?
Yep, and you ain't gonna see it until the end of the day.
Are you serious?
That's right.
Number one thing I love about this pond is the location. The fact that you have this little seating area outside your master bedroom. You can listen to this sound all night long. Just spectacular. What kind of koi is this, Chris? Let's test your koi knowledge. Oh, look what the devil brought in. The New Jersey devil. Well, this would be the home of Chris Tallarico, New Jersey pond guys, right, Chris? Longtime certified aquascape contractor and 2018 certified aquascape contractor of the year, right? Look at that right there on your heart. How you doing? How long have you lived here, bud? It's beautiful.
We've been here almost 6 years. It'll be 6 years in October.
And you got a beautiful pond in the back, don't you?
Yep, and you ain't gonna see it until the end of the day.
Are you serious?
That's right.
All right. Well, I'm Greg Wittstock, the pond guy. This is my channel, Greg Wittstock, the pond guy. So here's the master bedroom, huh?
Yes, sir.
And of course, what we get to hear and see. Oh yeah, look at that. That is terrific. Right outside the master bedrooms. Look at these beautiful koi. Now I see why you wanted me to wait, buddy. This is spectacular. Look at the size of those koi. Well, you've always been a koi freak.
Yes.
So tell me about this pond.
We were looking at the house. I walked in the master bedroom and saw the sliding glass door, and this was all plain grass. There was nothing here at all.
Right.
First thing that came out of my mouth was, that's where the pond's going, right there.
Right.
About 6 months after we bought the house, we put the pond in.
It looks spectacular. So tell me the dimensions.
So this is a 21 by 26 kit, but I've changed the kit a little bit, obviously. There's no skimmer. We're using an intake cove here.
Which is right over here, so that's right. So you just skim that off with a net, huh?
Yeah, with a rake, a rake or a net. There's a Biofall 6000 run by a 4 to 8 pump, and then there's an 8 by 10 wetland filter that's run on the 2 to 4 pump.
So if people are looking at this and they're saying, here's a rock and gravel filled pond, 2 foot long koi. This is what, 24 inches, 30 inches deep?
This is 30 inches right at the lily pads here.
Okay, so 30 inches deep, rock and gravel, biofalls, intake bay, and a wetland filter, and this is the kind of water quality you can get, huh?
This is crystal clear year round.
And I'm sure you feed these guys all the time.
Yeah, they get handsomely fed.
Number one thing I love about this pond is the location. The fact that you have this little seating area outside your master bedroom. You can listen to this sound all night long. Just spectacular. And tell me a little bit about the story about the fish. I see you've got one with a bent spine down there.
Yeah, that was actually in my mother's pond. It was the sole survivor of a heron attack. So he since came over here and has been with us since. Some of these other fish, like these larger fish here, were actually customers. They sold their home and had a fire sale and sold everything, including their fish.
Aww.
So the fish, I sold them to them when they were probably 6 to 8 inches, and you can see the one gold one in particular, she's probably about 10 or 15 pounds out of the water.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then of course you had some babies in here, huh?
We had our first spawn this year.
Okay.
We were patiently waiting for a spawn. We weren't sure if it was a male to female ratio thing or what. Next thing you know, we had 2 spawns within 2 weeks.
And you got a fish cave over there?
Yes, there's a cave there, and there's also a cave in front of that fish there.
Oh, okay, right over here.
Yeah, and it could swim all the way back to the edge of that slab.
So a couple things that I want to note with this pond. It's the size of the boulders. I mean, you almost have these, it feels like they're stepping rocks alongside the edge of the pond. I mean, I'm sure you did that on purpose.
Yeah, we wanted a different edge effect here. Eventually what I want to do is put in a flagstone patio here. So it'll kind of give you that, it'll carry on that stepping stone feel.
Right.
Just wanted to use different textures and different construction techniques. So this is the edge treatment we went for on this side.
Well, the edge treatment is so important because you got some rocks here, you got a little beachy areas in between. Look at this sedum just growing over so you don't see as much rocks. Beach area where the intake bay is, ground covers, big boulders, Japanese maple hanging over, you got some junipers creeping over there. The edge treatment is so important to naturalize a water feature. You don't want to see a solid defined border. And then also the shape, the way this is designed and the way this is cut in here, it's not a perfect circle or a square. It flows naturally.
There's about 20 tons of moss rock boulder in here and about 10 tons of Delaware River gravel, including the...
So there's 40,000 pounds of rock that you use this. So for a pond that with an intake bay with 40,000 pounds of rock, multiple pumps, biofalls, wetland filters, what would an investment like this be for somebody?
Like this would probably be in about the $35,000 to $40,000.
Yeah, that's not bad, Chris. I mean, that's spectacular. This changes the environment. I would imagine you've spent a few hours out here in this yard.
Oh, absolutely. This is our destination for sure.
It is a retreat. So here's the wetland filter, and you can see there's frogs jumping everywhere. Here's the top of the snorkel. So once a year you clean this out?
We try to do it every other because of the acorns from the oak trees and that we're on the wood line here. The netting doesn't keep all the acorns out, so we usually do it annually.
So you net it in the fall, and then you do a once a year clean out?
Once a year, yeah. Pond's about 5,000 gallons a system. I make a donation to the fire company, and they come over and bring me 4,000 gallons of water.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good idea to do. How many years now have you been living the aquascape lifestyle?
I built my first aquascape ecosystem in 1998.
Wow, so 21 years.
Yes.
Wow, that's spectacular. And of course, when you finally got yours, you wanted to do it right.
Of course. This is my first personal pond.
Really?
That I've ever owned.
Because before you lived here, you lived in an apartment, condo.
I lived in apartments and townhomes.
Well, it is truly spectacular, buddy. And it's fun for me to see how my customers are living the aquascape lifestyle. This is not just a job for them, this is our art. Building beautiful water features is completely an art. How you design them, how you install them. Everyone is a unique work of art, one of a kind custom creation, but the process remains the same. Look at how the junipers, year-round greenery, softens up the rock look. That's how you build a waterfalls, right there. So natural. So here's the fish. So some of the food has gone in here and they're coming and nibbling on the edges of, this is the intake bay. So this is where the leaves go. So I see there's a net over here. So this is pretty much all the stuff just floats over here and then you just net it up, huh?
Yeah.
And then the fish love to come in here and gather any of the food that floats over, huh?
Yeah, the babies were really liking it in here too, and I think it's because of some of the stuff that they eat naturally, aside from the fish food. Once they got bigger, they've developed an appetite for the fish food, but that's pretty much what we do, is just scoop.
Yep, it's like having somebody cut your lawn for you and then you have to net it out. And then where's the pumps and what do you have in here?
So there's a 2,000 to 4,000 pump that runs the wetland filter, that's a very dry pump, and then there's a 4,000 to 8,000 gallon an hour pump that runs the main waterfall. The main waterfall I run all year round, the wetland filter I winterize. And then we have the dosing system and the radios for the pumps all back here.
So this is the automatic doser. So you just change out this bag once a month?
About 20 days on this size system.
Yeah, it's a big 5,000 gallon pond.
Right.
And then you have an ion gen on it as well.
Yeah.
Keep the string algae down.
Yeah, I haven't been running the ion gen because the dosing system does such a great job.
But if you had string algae, that's how you do it.
Yeah, that would be your primary way of getting rid of string algae.
And look at that, it looks like we got a little bit left. So this is maintained. So you just throw that, yeah, there's a little bit left in there.
I like to maintain because it's got the beneficial bacteria and it has the phosphate binder that helps control the algae.
Well, it's working well.
And it's doing a great job. One of my favorite products as of lately.
And then the ion gen, which is turned off right now, you only turn it up if there's any string algae maybe in the spring before the ecosystem gets kicked on. Then you turn it off because you don't want copper with the fish in there. But if you have algae, the algae absorbs it and you won't have any copper.
Right, exactly. The plant material in the wetland too will absorb that copper as well.
Yeah, so it looks pretty good, but you actually like a little bit of mulch for the fish to graze around.
Yeah, I like the fish to be able to have the ability to eat when they want to eat. Plus it gives some of those smaller microorganisms a place to hide and live so the fish can eat on them too.
It's an ecosystem and that's healthy.
Exactly.
A little bit of mulch on the rocks is healthy. Actually, I'll show you. That is a healthy rock right there. You can see that mulch on there. If it looked like this, that would be not a healthy pond. It needs to have a little bit of that because that's just like it is in nature. So Allison, you spend a lot of time out here, don't you?
Yes, I love it out here. It's so relaxing and peaceful, wonderful.
So this is where you guys catch up after the day?
Yes, most likely.
We spend a good deal of time out here. I like to cook, so I'm out here barbecuing quite a bit.
Wait, you like to cook? I would have never guessed.
Not me.
All your Facebook posts of the brisket and everything else that you make. So how would you describe what living the aquascape lifestyle is all about for you?
It's just like serenity. It's just so relaxing. You can have a hard day at work and just come home and listen to the water and just looking at the fish itself. It's just, you forget about everything for a little bit. It's just, relaxation is priceless.
Well, how could you not be relaxed looking at that? I mean, it's interesting. People will not sit in their gardens for hours on end and watch their tulips grow, but they will sit there for hours on end and look at their fish and feed their fish and watch the birds come down and bathe in the stream and the wildlife that comes to a water feature. That's what living the aquascape lifestyle is. It's so important to have a hardscape next to it. I mean, literally the best thing about this, besides the fact that it's a killer water feature with awesome fish, is the location. I mean, we are inches away from your master bedroom. All I need is a book. Yes, you can. So you got your koi crunchies there, huh? This is the ritual. Do you have all the fish named, Allison?
Some of them we have the names.
What kind of koi is this, Chris? Let's test your koi knowledge. The Doitsu.
It's a Doitsu, yeah.
What other ones you got? You got some Kohaku, you got some Sanki.
Kohaku, a Sanke, some butterfly koi.
All right, let's see these koi at night in this pond. Wow, just beautiful. Here they come. Water's so clear. And the sounds of the pond at night. Waterfalls, crickets, it is summertime. Love the iridescent lilies, frogs chirping. Look at how cool that looks.